Nathaniel here, and today is a really interesting day for Iowa. Vice President Mike Pence visited Iowa today, and he was really excited. He was really pumped up to talk about the USMCA. The USMCA is the replacement for the NAFTA agreement. The NAFTA agreement wasn't very good for the United States, specifically Iowa, because it didn't address a lot of the tariffs and the restrictions that Iowa had, and a lot of American companies and states, into dealing with Mexico and Canada, and also didn't have much to protect for the American worker. So the USMCA takes into consideration that we need job security for American workers. We need to be careful of the environmental impact, and we also need to have a fair trade agreement. And this to let you know a little bit about why it's so important for the state of Iowa that the USMCA pass this Congress. Iowa has a $12 billion export economy, which means that it's, and half of that $12 billion is between Mexico and Canada. And that equates out to be about 1 in 8 Iowa jobs have a huge dependency on being able to trade. Now, my nephew Braden in the back there, went away, Braden. He came with me today to meet with the vice president, and it's his future that we're working for. You know, Joni Ernst and Chuck Grassley are all on board for past the USMCA in the Senate. But now we need to get Cindy Axne, we need to get David Lobsack, we need to get Abby Finkenauer on board, because we need to get this USMCA passed in Congress this year. Do you know that every Democratic candidate running for president is not supportive of the USMCA? We need to find out what their holdup is. This is not important just for the state of Iowa, but for all those flyover states that have a lot of manufacturing still in them that rely on being able to have fair reciprocal trade. The USMCA addresses a lot of the issues that NAFTA left out. We want to be able to have a lot of environmental considerations into the work that we do. The USMCA does that. We want to have protection for American workers. We also want to ensure that people in Mexico and Canada are not being taken advantage of for their cheap labor. We also want to make sure that it doesn't harm American workers, and that American workers are still going to be able to raise a family and to be able to have job security. The USMCA addresses all of this thing. The USMCA is what we should have did back in the 1990s. Mike Pence was really excited about coming to Iowa talking about this today, because he knows how important it is for the flyover states to have this type of agreement. We're all in it together, and it's the Iowa, you need to take your role as the first in the nation state very, very seriously, because we have all these people coming into the state to try to tell you why they are the best choice for Iowa in the future. All of these Democratic candidates, again, are not supportive of the USMCA, and we need to make sure that they know that we care about the USMCA, that we would like to see this bill passed, this agreement passed in Congress in the year 2019. It's very important. This isn't political. This is straight economics and straight security for the American worker, the American farmer, and for our future generations, like my nephew Braden in the back. This is part of all of us. Iowa, this is our job. We need to be able to make sure that everyone knows that the USMCA is important, and we need to pass it in Congress in the year 2019. We got the full support of Joni Ernst, the full support of Chuck Grassley. We need to get the support of Cindy Axne. We need to get the support of Abby Finkenauer and David Lobsack in Districts 1, 2, and 3 of the state of Iowa, so we can make sure we can move this along. We're all in it together, Iowa, and we need to make sure that we secure our future economically, agriculturally, and it's our position in the state, as a state, to host all of these really fascinating and interesting and influential people, that we get to participate in this movement to secure the passage of the USMCA. So stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay wise, Iowa, and as always, stay classy.